Alright, what's going on everyone? So today I want to talk about what's probably going to be my favorite update to MCOC of all time. They're adding the Thing. So his abilities are datamined, so I want to talk about that today. Show off this video which shows both him and Diablo, the two news characters. So you can see the Thing, that's his SP2, he has a stagger. Thing is science, and Diablo is mystic. Diablo has persistent charges up to 16. This thing is SP3. Absolutely brutal. And that is that. So, gonna hop over the abilities. These are the Datamined abilities. All credit to Otrix, but he does allow any YouTuber or person to use this information, which is very nice of him. Zoom in a little bit here if I can. So, the Thing is confirmed science, Benjamin Jacob Grimm. Signature ability is his Unbreakable Spirit, and this activates protection, which reduces damage from a heavy attack, and when he's stunned or when the opponent activates a special attack. So, looking at this right now, we will trigger Unbreakable Spirit multiple different ways, which is protection. Or when the opponent with 2% attack, so it's kind of similar to more like Magneto's than Iceman's, where it'll be reducing from a single source. But it doesn't appear to be extremely necessary, which is great. Anyone's signature ability who just adds something, especially adding defensive stuff, is in my opinion a lot better than something that is completely necessary, like maybe Ghost Riders. So, basic abilities is his rock stack. Semi-similar to Korg, but he's using his rock stacks offensively instead of defensively. So, Bleed and Crit will not remove the rock stacks. For each rock stack, physical and energy resistance is increased, and the Fury effects have enhanced abilities, so they're going to be increasing his attack by even more. The more rock stacks that you have. So, when the rock stack remover duration expires, he gains a permanent passive Fury buff, which is very good, and they're capped at. This means that the number is unsure. This is, again, unknown how much attack it's going to increase. But I expect this to be probably less than 5, but more than 2 most likely, depending on how much attack bonus they give. I'd expect to be about 100% attack increase altogether if you have all of them. Especially because they're permanent, though, I imagine it'd be quite difficult to keep. But he is actually, one of his immunities is that he is immune to Nullify and Fate Seal. So there will be no removing of those fairies once you get them. His rock stacks last indefinitely, which means that expiring them through the duration is a lot more difficult. So you have to remove them or use a synergy. I'll talk about that in a second. Any additional rock stacks last for 2 seconds, so that's most likely how he's going to be gaining the Fury buffs. And I think it's capped at 20. Yeah, Fury effects are capped at, I think rock stacks are capped at rock stacks are capped at 20. So if you get 21, that 1 is going to last for a couple seconds and then turn into that passive Fury effect. He removes 1 rock stack, gain a Fury when he would receive a bleed. So, since he is bleed immune, this is great for use with something like Suicide Masteries, because that bleed will not last forever on him. It will just be immediately removed, similar to Ghost. Blocking, he'll generate 1 rock stack hit, and a parry, he'll actually generate 4 additional, so 5 for even parry. Generates additional rock stacks if it attack energy damage, 100% chance, and generate 1 when struck. Attack cannot deal more than X% of opponent's attack rating. Like I said, similar to Magneto, and more similar to Nebula, where she gets her regen after they deal more than that, and the percent is decreased by 1% for each rock stack. And if it would deal more than that, he gains 2 rock stacks. And when the Thing is hit and he has more than 15 rock stacks, he gets unstoppable and removes rock stacks instead of when you normally would generate one. He'd instead remove them. Immune to bleed, shock, armor break, which is a very interesting one. Nullify, stagger, and fate seal, which is just insanely brutal. Some interesting synergy, interesting immunities there. Bleed, armor break, which I don't think we have yet to see. And then nullify, stagger, and fate seal are going to be extremely powerful, but he doesn't really deal with buffs. Unless his rock stacks aren't passive, like I'm kind of assuming them to be. His furies are passive, but he basically won't be losing any of his buffs. Alright, resistance, increasing physical and energy resistance. Now for his specials. So, SP1 hits them with his gloves after throwing a rock at them. For each rock stack, damage is increased. If he has 15 or more rock stack, he removes all of them and becomes unblockable. And if he has 20 influx weakness, which isn't too great unless this is like a 50% for 20 seconds or something like that, because he'd be reducing a lot of your block damage. His SP2, which you saw in the video, he jumps forward and then charges forward, then jumps to the cannonball. That's what you saw, and he does stagger the opponent. Hopefully this is a relatively long stagger, like 10-15 seconds. And if this lasts for a while, this could be used against something like Medusa, where you can stop her from gaining her fury effects if you get to your SP2 quickly, though. But he does have unblockable attacks with 15 or more rock stacks, so again, useful against Medusa. If he has 20 or more rock stacks, you can stun the opponent. SP3, again, you saw that in the video, where he hits them with a rock and rolls them into a rock burrito. Don't know what's up with that, but... And after this, he's unblockable and unstoppable. If he has 15 or more rock stacks, he removes all of them, gains a passive fury for X amount of seconds, increasing his attack. Probably going to be much more powerful than his regular passive furies. If he has 20 or more rock stack, all his fury effects, similar to an aptitude buff, are X% stronger for X seconds, and for next X seconds, things attack nullify all unstoppable buffs. So this is going to be great for something like the Brawl node, where if this duration is quite long, you're going to be nullifying all the unstoppables that the opponent has every 5 seconds. This Brawl node is... At least I had a lot of trouble with it in the most recent update. Or the most recent, the Alchemist Trials, Day 2, I believe. Once per fight, the synergies once per fight when he be struck by a blow. This is with the champion. He remains at 1 HP, becomes indestructible, and any hit while indestructible grants him a percent or a fury of X% for the rest of the fight. It's great, but he's only going to be at 1% for that fury, so you better be really good at intercepting past that. Brave and the Boulder. This is for champions other than the Thing, so I'm assuming this is more like Heimdall's synergy, where it just activates for him. And if the opponent is hit by the first hit of special one, gain a fury buff. So this is the first hit of your special one. So basically, if you hit your SP1, you're going to be increasing your attack, which is very good. School of Hard Rocks, synergy with Korg. So his fury effects generated from moving rock stacks are X% more effective, and Korg will start with 2 additional rock shield charges. Great for Korg, but synergies don't work on defense, so it's not going to be a pain in Alliance War. And then passive aggressive is with no one. What it does is that when he's at additional rock stacks, any would gain are immediately converted into passive fury effects with unknown. I'm expecting this to be maybe a synergy further down the line. I don't know if they'll leave it as a question mark. If it is for a champion further down the line, I'd have to guess like Human Torch or Doom, someone that he's kind of at odds with, passive-aggressive here. If it is someone in the game, then it's just missing right now, and that's fine. So that is the Thing. General thoughts on him? I was already planning on going for him. I'm going to be opening up 20 crystals for the Thing. Something I will only do because he is my absolute favorite Marvel character of all time. And I'm not kidding. So I'll be opening up 20 crystals for him, and this makes me want him more. Just because of his fury effects, he can be a hard hitter. But he also has Stagger and Unblockable. I've been looking for him to reduce a counter. I was definitely hoping he'd be Cosmic. He is Science, which kind of sucks because I do have that Cosmic Awakening gem. But his signature ability, like I said, is very defensive and doesn't really need to be there unless this is, of course, an insane amount for each rock stack and by damage reduction. But yeah, that's the thing's abilities. Like I said, all credit to Otrix. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And that's the thing. Hopefully you found this helpful. I cannot wait for this update. Like I said, I'll be opening up 20 Thing Crystals, so if you're just finding my channel for the first time, subscribe to make sure that happens, and I'll see you in the next one.